Okay, new recording. Today is Tuesday, September 30th at 9:16 a.m. And just doing a brief, check-in with myself just to express what's on my mind, because I figured this will be a good way for me to get it out. At least somewhat consistently every single week. And so what I noticed this week is a lot of my past versions of self is being mirrored outwardly, especially in my family, very, very heavily right now. Where it's not like I'm not personally the one going through it. It's like I'm seeing my sister, my dad, and my mom, or other people going through those things that I've already been through. And so it's like I'm watching the past play out, but I'm not as reactive to it anymore. Because I know if I react in the old way, that it's not serving anybody. And it would put me right back in those old timelines. So I noticed that I'm a lot more calm and collected, and just allowing myself to mind my business. Not saying that I don't care about those who, those events are happening to. No, it's not that. It's just, I'm just choosing not to get involved in things that aren't detrimental to someone's well-being. If it's not, a safety hazard or, life-threatening or, things like that. If it's not any of those things, then I just choose not to get involved unless someone invites me in, asks me a question directly, or, asks me for my opinion. But I'm just learning to mind my business, keep my mouth closed about certain things. Not to hide or anything, but just realizing that those things can be a distraction, especially when I have things to do and those things don't directly involve me. It's a distraction. So I noticed that my focus is a lot more intentional when it comes down to my schedule and the way that I do things every day for myself, without feeling guilty about it, because for so long I've been playing these roles for everybody else and making sure everybody else is good, but completely neglecting myself. So I would say into the last weekend, basically made a goal to set a calendar for myself and try to stick to it as much as I can. Not to be super hard on myself, but saying okay, if I know I could put so much focus into everybody else and what they have going on, what their goals and dreams are, and watching those things happen and, helping them to make it happen, then I know that I'm fully capable of putting that same energy into myself, into what I want to do. And so, realizing that I just needed some structure, and me going back to school to get my bachelor's degree, it gave me a sense of structure to where now I can build around it with my hobbies, because my degree is something that I want to do anyway, because I have bigger goals for that particular thing. So, me structuring my hobbies and what I enjoy doing around it to better my skills in those areas, to make those hobbies more like careers. I'm just starting from the ground up. Hey, it's okay to be a beginner in those things, even though in my mind's eye I can see the end result and the big projects and things that I've already completed within. But it's being that the 3D reality is playing out my past, it's okay to be a beginner and just start out small, keep showing up. And the more I keep showing up, doing it the right way, the more progress that I make, and also the better I get. Just point plain simple. The more I keep showing up, the better I get. If I stop, that just guarantees failure. You know, it stops me dead in my tracks, overthinking things. I'm like, I just decided to write it out. You know, give part time for everything and every single week, like spread it out to where I'm not overwhelmed in one day. But ultimately, you know, prioritizing my wake up time as much as I can, trying to, you know, get my physical health in order to get that out the way first, and then, you know, my school stuff, and then go on to my hobbies. And, you know, having a saying, like, there's a saying that I came up with yesterday is, do your best to have it done with the rising of the sun. Meaning, like, you know, early as the sun rises, you know, try to have my things, you know, or the tasks or the goals that I have, try to have it done, you know, as much as you can, not with pressure, but, you know, just going with the flow of the order on the list that I have on my iPad, just complete it as I go, not rushing it, not, you know, not putting so much pressure to where it feels like a chore, just doing what I know I need to do and sticking to the plan as much as I can, because I noticed that my mind likes to wander sometimes, and it's so easy to get distracted. Simply like, okay, like earlier today, 4:30 got up, and then, you know, used the bathroom, whatever, came downstairs to my mom's house, and, you know, just cut on the TV and put on YouTube so I can look up the yoga videos, do a 20-minute, you know, yoga stretch for the day, because that's what I had on my plan. But just how easy it is to want to go to another video and you get distracted. You know, it's so easy. And then same thing with my schoolwork. I noticed that my mind was drifting, you know, getting sleepy if I'm not actively doing anything, just sitting there, you know, listening to the video or, you know, reading. It's so easy to get distracted and want to do other things and zoning out. So I'm like, you know, it's just taking a little practice to get my mind to be like laser focused on what I need to do. And then also giving myself grace if there are external circumstances that I know I can't control and it affects my schedule. If I can't get it done and it's out of my control, I'm like, okay, I did everything that I was supposed to do that was in my control, and I'm not going to penalize or punish myself for it. So, and then I kind of have like a reward system. I mean, I wouldn't say a reward system because it's not a prize, but it's more like I use it as a motivational tactic or strategy to get me to, you know, look forward to completing my goals even more. And that's like, you know, when I finish my goals, everything that I have done, you know, if I do it according to my saying as much as I can, do your best to have it done by the rising of the sun. That means that I have the rest of the day to do whatever it is that I choose to do, whether that's taking a nap, whether that's going out somewhere, whether that's hanging out with somebody, or, you know, watching TV, playing a game, smoking weed, whatever it is that I want to do. You know, I will have the free time to do it if I follow the plan. And so being that this recording right here is part of the plan, and I'm trying to keep it within 15 minutes. So, you know, just to get what I need to get out, the main important parts, without having to go on a tangent or, you know, just blabbering away, even though I have, you know, many things to talk about, but just mainly focusing on the important parts and then just cut it off from there. So, yeah, I will say I'm proud of myself. After I get done with this, I can either do my artwork or, you know, do my guitar lesson for the day. And I think after that, I'm done. I believe I'm done after my art and my music, because I got everything else done. So I'm proud of myself. I will say I'm proud of myself for sticking with it. I know this is only like day 3, because I started on Sunday, you know, for the first week. But today's only day 3, and I'm like, you know, still, like, it's not perfect, but I give myself credit for at least showing up. Because if nobody, I can't expect nobody else outside of me to show up if I'm not showing up for myself. You know what I'm saying? I can't expect a healthy relationship, romantically even, or platonically or romantically. I can't expect those relationships to come in and support me if I can't even support myself, show up for myself. So this is like the baseline of everything that I see and know to be true within, my vision. And I can see, these things are coming true. Like, and I notice the way that I take better care of myself. I would have never dreamed of doing this. Like, I'm looking at my nails right now, and these are the longest my nails have ever been. It almost look like I got them done at a salon, and this is the first time that I actually got gel done, on my nails. It's a nice red, it's like a bright red color. And, to know that I actually did this set on myself, a couple years back, I would have never thought that I would do this. And to see it now and, how good it looks, how much better I'm taking care of myself, even my feet, taking better care of my nails, getting rid of all the fungus. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it, but, just overall, my overall health. My mom gave me vitamins yesterday. I think it was some beetroot, and then the other one was moringa. I don't know, I just feel more at peace. I feel more relaxed than knowing that everything's all right. Just following the plan and keep praying every day, keeping God first, keeping God first. And, I noticed that, it's being reflected in all my external relationships, connections, my children, and I'm not holding anything against anybody anymore. It's just more focused on myself. So yeah, that's basically the thought process I have right now. Just coming on here real quick, trying to make this as consistent as I can without being, it being too much, too difficult on editing and all this other perfectionist stuff. Because I noticed that, I've been such a perfectionist to the point where I wouldn't get anything done. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to show up. And, even if it's not perfect, even if the editing on this particular voiceover or video or recording is not perfect, I'm just going to post it anyway because I'm not showing my face right now. I don't know if I will in the future. I might not. But we'll see what happens. But for now, this is what it is. So I'm going to end it here. And yeah, this will be the end of Matrix Breaker Files, Tuesday, September 30th, starting at 9:16 a.m., ending at 9:30 p.m. Peace.